You guys want to talk streamers? Streaming quarterback options? All right, let's do it.
Full stream ahead.
Well, let's just get right into it, Mr. Mike. Last week, by the way, we had Jason and I had Colin Kaepernick and Brian Hoyer as the streams of the week.
Yeah,
and those guys worked out big time.
Yeah, Sammy Biscuits let me down.
Number 5 was Brian Hoyer. Number 7 was Colin Kaepernick. Both quarterback ones that you grab off of waivers and play. It can be done, except
you don't just
week.
play them. You play them, and you're afraid.
Oh yeah, it makes
kind of like a horror movie.
Yeah, I've never said that you feel great putting Josh McCown into your lineup, but you do it because it works.
Oh man, McCown, Hoyer, Kaepernick. This is why you don't draft quarterbacks early, people. All right, Mike, you got Blake Bortles.
I got Blake Bortles. You're talking about a guy who the last 3 weeks has essentially thrown for 300 yards each of the weeks. The running game just doesn't work that well for Buffalo. Yeah, Yeldon's having some success, but just not a great amount. And Blake Bortles, he's got weapons.
He does.
Allen Robinson. Now we have
Julius
to check.
Thomas now
we have
too.
to check on Allen Robinson's injury report, but from what I hear, he's going to be fine. Allen Robinson is a dominant emerging talent. The same for Allen Hurns. Allen Hurns is really coming on in his second year. Julius Thomas is a huge boost for the passing game of that offense. I think there's too many weapons. Blake Bortles having to throw a ton and combine it. I don't like to count on garbage time, but Blake Bortles is the king. He is the reigning champion of garbage time.
So I'd be remiss to not make a Bortles bet if I don't really believe in him this week.
Yeah, let's hear it.
So where do you think he finishes?
I'm putting him as a QB1.
I give you a top 10 bet.
QB1. I'm streaming a QB1.
Yeah, but he's 5. He's 5 right now.
Yeah. Why would you not take a top 12 bet?
Because I think he might end up in the top 12.
Tomorrow is Back to the Future Day, so maybe you should call Mike Chicken.
Yeah, are you yellow, Mike?
Fine, I'll take
Top
a top 10 bet.
Water bet.
Genius.
Back to the Future, yeah.
Genius. I think it's fair to say he's going to finish outside the top 10. He's a 5 right now, and he's your stream. Top 10's fair.
I'm not hopping in on this, but I like Mike's pick. I would have picked Bortles as my stream of the week had you not picked him, and instead, because I came in 3rd when it was time to find him, I hate every other option. But Andy, you go next so that we can vomit last.
I've got Ryan Tannehill at home against Houston. I'm going to believe in the rejuvenation of the offense and the defense, and I just think Tannehill at home against the Houston defense that has been what's the right word for it? Bad?
Bad.
Yeah.
So I just want to point out real quick, and at least I'm looking at our.
You know what we
scoring
should have
format.
done? We should have done it like
Just
a Tannehill versus Bortles.
Let's just change it. Let's
Renovation?
head. Yeah.
Do I still hit the button again?
Yeah, hit the button again. You got it.
Water bet.
It's official. So the Houston defense points given up to quarterbacks in our scoring league, 27th. The Bills giving up points to the quarterback, 26th.
It's a great face-off. Ironically, the Texans gave up 53 attempts and 330 yards and 3 touchdowns to Blake Bortles last week.
I want to take his face off.
I love that as a face-off fan. I love that movie.
It took me a second. Man, Nick Cage.
Don't we miss
him? Don't we miss him?
He's still around.
I could eat a peach for hours. All right, I'll take that as a segue too. From my Nick Cage to my streaming quarterback of the week.
Is Peach Cobbler? Can you stream Peach Cobbler?
So I looked at Brian Hoyer as a second week in a row, but I was actually scared off by the Miami rejuvenation. I don't know what the Miami defense is going to be at home, so Brian Hoyer is out. I like the idea of Ryan Fitzpatrick at New England. Don't you play it? No. He's getting ready for this. Truth be told, I like Blake Bortles best. But I'm going to go out. Last week, I picked a guy who was owned in 1% of leagues, and Brian Hoyer. I'm going to take a guy who's owned in 0%.
Fitzpatrick's owned in less?
Nope. I'm not going Fitzpatrick.
You're not going Fitzpatrick.
Oh, man.
I am
you
going.
zigged
Come
when
on
and
now.
you zigged and zagged.
I zigged and zagged.
This is not your start of the week.
This is
Or, I mean, your full stream ahead.
my stream of the week. If he's the starter, I am going to
Come on.
say, and this is great if you're in a real big pool of DFS, Landry Jones.
Hey.
Now, here's why.
Hey.
The Kansas City secondary has been terrible, and I don't know if there is anybody with better weapons. You've got
Top 20. Top 20 bet.
if he's the starter, you put that. Yeah,
I almost said top 30.
I like this.
but
That's
so
fine.
Kansas
This'll
City's
be
got a
fun.
very suspect secondary, and Martavis Bryant. I mean, let's just say this: Landry Jones threw 2 touchdowns last week in very limited action against the great Arizona
You
Cardinals.
cannot give Landry Jones credit for the Martavis Bryant touchdown.
No,
Yes,
I
you-
don't.
The second one.
I don't at all. It's
On the
all,
stat sheet, you can.
It's all Martavis Bryant. But it's all Martavis Bryant. It's all Antonio Brown. It's all the weapons against a terrible suspect secondary. Could people break things off and do things? I think Landry Jones is a better fit for their offense than Michael Vick was. And so,
Hey, it'll be an entertaining week.
yeah, it'll be fun. Honestly, I really don't like the options this week. I would go Blake Bortles, but I'm having a little bit of
There you
fun
go.
and going with the 0% owned Landry Jones.
It was funny because I thought you were going Fitzpatrick or Hoyer. And I
Which
didn't.
both are terrible.
And then there was a sentence
No, man.
afterwards.
I
It says, I'll take Landry Jones.
I can get behind that. I agree. The weapons, I think, can carry him.
Landry Jones, let me just tell you my perspective on it. It's fine. The weapons can carry him. He's going to commit turnovers against the Kansas City defense. He's going to be sacked on his back. He's going to fumble the ball.
Maybe.
I agree.
And they're still going to lean. You don't put a guy like that who's played one half of his career. They're going to lean on Lev Bell.
Yeah, right.
So-
but a lot of those.
Hey,
could
we
be
bet
in the
we
pass,
bet top
in the passing
20.
game.
You put those on the list, Mike?
Yeah.
Somebody's getting wet in the quarterback
I'm putting him in.
discussion.
And did you know that last week was the first game in Le'Veon Bell's career that he did not catch a pass?
Wow.
That is kind of crazy.
Because Mike Vick stinks. And Landry Jones forever.
You know, there are different apps on my phone that I follow the scores of the games on, and they always one of the apps shows the best passer, the best rusher, and the best receiving yards, and it just shows the face of them. That Cardinal game went on so long, and nothing had popped in to the quarterback or the receiving spot because no one had caught a pass and no passes had been completed
right. Yeah.
in the game last week, the Vic game.
No, it's not true. Antonio Brown had a negative yardage catch.
Oh, maybe that's why I didn't show up. So, all right, that's it for today's show. Hopefully you enjoyed the mailbag episode and you have some ideas on who you're going to sign.
The mailbag episode.
Hopefully you enjoy
Did I say
it
mailbag?
tomorrow.
Yeah.
Sorry, the mailbag episode's tomorrow. I meant the waiver show. And if you sign some guys, let us know.
You're
Follow
thinking
us
about
on
Landry
Twitter.
Jones over there.
On waivers? No.
Yeah.
I assure you, he's on waivers.
Yeah, so let us know. We're on Twitter at the FF Ballers. You can let us know who you are deciding between. We'll try to hop on and help you out. You can check out the website, thefantasyfootballers.com. Send us those questions that you have. You know, there are a lot of decisions to be made. This is getting into the nitty-gritty of the fantasy season. It's time to go. Time to get it. If you're 2-4, you're not out.
That's true.
Go get it. That's what I'm trying to do in one of my leagues.
Go get it.
Yeah.
I'm
giving you an Andy Dalton pep talk.
You are motivating me.
Thank you. Yeah, Andy Dalton's getting it done, though. I made fun of his pep talks, but he's getting it done on the field. So anything else you guys want to add before we close it today?
No, just check out jointhefoot.com. It is a spectacular growing fantasy football community with like-minded fans of the show and, of course, us.
We're there.
Living on there.
So check out the Mailbag Show tomorrow. We also have a new segment we're going to debut on that show, and we'll catch you then.
Goodbye.
Thank you for listening to another edition of the Fantasy Footballers Podcast. Don't forget to visit us on the web at www.thefantasyfootballers.com and follow us on Twitter at the FF Ballers.